Well, hello everyone. It's wonderful to be here. We just heard the conclusions of a fascinating foresight exercise led by the Center for the Governance of Change, which using both citizens' perceptions and analysis by experts drew a picture of what the future might look like in the next 50 years. But as my colleagues just said, these findings should above all help us think of the kind of world we want to build moving forward. The future isn't written in stone. In fact, in the present, we only hear echoes of the future. Its full symphony is something we can shape. This process of shaping the future begins by asking questions. Two fundamental questions come to mind. One is about ethics, and the second is about the kind of society we want to build. So first, where do we want the technological revolution to take us? Think of AI. This year, with the launch of GPT-4, of Midjourney version 5, of AI tools for Copilot, for Canva, and many others, the world entered what could be called the AI era. This is, we are living very clearly the beginning of a change of paradigm that will bring many opportunities but also many ethical dilemmas. How far should the use of AI go? Should we integrate AI into lethal weapon systems, for example, enabling AIs to make decisions, life or death decisions in combat? Are we heading towards a world where machine-to-machine communications will substitute daily human interactions? In the education space, should we give up as educators and trust that individuals using AI will suffice in the future? But think also of advances in the fields of biotechnology and the health sciences, some of which were mentioned before. Think of the dilemmas that the use of genetic selection and genetic engineering will bring. Advances that are in fact already bringing these questions to us. Should we select embryos based on their genetics and weed others out? Should universities, insurance companies, or corporations begin to ask potential students or employees for their genetic panels before engaging with them? The questions are truly endless, and some have in fact been the object of the recent book that our CEO just gifted Mr. Coppola. But these are just a few examples of the consequential ethical dilemmas that emerging technologies will bring with them. Now, the second big question is not about ethics. It's about the kind of societies we want to build. There is urgency in finding the adequate answers to these questions. We are now fully immersed in the post-truth era, one where people seem to be more likely to accept an argument based on their prior beliefs than on facts, a trend that has been clearly made worse by social media, which has become an echo chamber for radical opinions. The most vivid illustration of this problem and its consequences is probably the January 6, 2021 attack on the US Capitol, an event that we now know was clearly fueled by the spread of misinformation on social media. But think also of the worst excesses of cancel culture, a worrying trend that has led to the silencing of voices in academic spaces and to the rejection of what our institutions are meant to protect, the freedom of inquiry and speech. How we define what is acceptable in the public sphere is a complex and yet fundamental question for our societies moving forward. Now, let me conclude. If this is indeed a world where we need to A, rethink the most fundamental ethical frameworks, and B, where the pillars of society are being tested and redesigned, what type of individuals should we be educating? What is the role of universities in all of this? More than ever, we need individuals equipped with solid ethical frameworks, with the capacity to think critically and with the ability to make better informed decisions. The challenges facing our societies call for leaders with the ability to make sense of the world's complexity. Individuals who, one, possess very high cognitive skills, two, are capable of sophisticated information handling, three, have a systems thinking capacity, have the capacity to connect the dots in these very complex issues. And 4, have abundant creativity to imagine better futures. We really need those enlightened leaders in all sectors, from government to academia to international organizations to the corporate world. In an exponentially changing society where technical training may become very rapidly obsolete, the competences and skills acquired through the study of disciplines such as history, philosophy, or anthropology are going to remain relevant no matter how much the context changes. The multifaceted lenses of the humanities lead to better informed decisions. This is why IE University, and thanks to the unwavering commitment of its founder, which you just heard, Diego del Alcázar Silvela, has made a consistent bet on the humanities as a foundational value of this institution. This is why today we teach the humanities to thousands of our students, some of them going through classrooms in this very building, because we want to provide them with a strong rudder in these times of change. But this is not enough. In a world like the one that has just been described and was described to us just before, and a world where the humanities and their departments are shutting down, degrees are being canceled, and chairs in the humanities are being left vacant. Just as the challenges enunciated before are growing, we are depriving ourselves of the knowledge necessary to tackle them. So this is why I'm here formally to announce today that IE University is launching its School of Humanities. This is IE's 6th school, and it's the first we launch in over 15 years, something that would not have been possible without the support and leadership of the 2 incoming vice deans of this school, Catalina Tejero and Maria Jose Ferrari. I can also announce today that as of September of next year, the first students of our Bachelors in Humanities and our dual Bachelors in Humanities and Business will arrive on our campus, and we cannot be prouder or excited about this. Now, in a minute, we will watch a short video about the new School of Humanities, but then we will move to a panel, the very final panel of this event with Catalina Tejero and some colleagues. But before that, let me finish by sharing with you a very final reflection. We do all of this, we're doing all of this out of deep conviction. We are convinced that the world will need all of us to do our bit, that the research that our humanities faculty will produce will shape the world for the better, convinced that our graduates will leave this place and succeed when entering a very unpredictable job market. Some will become founders of great companies that will have ethics right at the core of their product design. Some will work for major corporations in shaping their strategy and development in fundamental ways. Others will run for office or work in governments and build better, more just, sustainable societies. But let me tell you that we do not do this just because of its practical components. The humanities are also what remains after change has passed. They give sense to human life and depth to human experience. It is in art, in literature, or music that we can find a deeper meaning. They are what is perhaps eternal in our nature. So not only do they make life fundamentally better, they are what makes it worthwhile. So let us celebrate them today. Thank you very much for being with us in this very important day. Thank you, everybody.